Jayda Pinkett Smith, Will Smith's spouse, has said some openly racist things in the past, but now she's had a show where she's just gone a little bit off the deep field with her mom and her whole family and kind of lost it. It's kind of disgusting, and of course, we couldn't have a show like this with any other race other than these people. Let's take a look at the crazy idiocy that they show.
It's really difficult for me because we have white people in our family.
Well, I remember you telling me never let anybody know that. Do you remember that? You said don't take pride in it.
No, what I said was, because I repeated what Mommy told me, was that you have to learn to get along with white people, but don't ever bring them home.
Strange. I wonder if somebody was to say, hey, man, you've got to learn to get along with black people, but don't ever bring them home. Well, what kind of reaction that would get? She's wearing fake contact lenses in a non-Negroid color and got her hair blonded. And her mom looked just bleached out blonde with the fairy look that everybody has here. And of course, they paid a lot of money to get their hair to try to look as Caucasian as possible, but they have Caucasians in their family. There's half-breeds and stuff. Let's see what else they say.
Jayda Pinkett Smith and her mom Adrian getting real about race on their Facebook Watch show Red Table Talk.
It takes practice to have those difficult conversations.
It takes practice to be a hateful racist.
With kindness and consideration.
And to be totally inconsiderate and to have a show where you just openly talk like that. If whites had an exact same show and they said, da-na-na-na-na-na, hey, next topic, why do dung hut dwellers all of a sudden, after being domesticated for a few generations, try to consider themselves equal and get real mad and actually hate the white people that freed them from Jewish slavery? And why do they even worship the Caucasian Bible that doesn't even mention black people in it? Da-na-na-na-na-na.
And it's just something that we have to continue to practice, because if we don't talk about it, we're not going to get to the other side.
No, they continue to practice racism. And the other side is to be just totally a racist. It's now reverse racism. Look at her contact lenses. Look at the color of her mama's eyes. Look how they both got blonde hair going on, and they're trying to have some type of Caucasoid look here, but it's just disgusting. Let's go.
We're just gonna, things are just gonna stay in the cracks and fester. So the more that we can bring these difficult subjects to light and talk about it, the more we can purify these subjects and bring them into something new.
You know what's terrible is we never discuss the problems in black culture, where 73% of the black households are single black parents trying to raise kids, and how all their kids are freaking out and just totally going off in left field, many different directions. Some think they're the Hebrews of the Bible that they're not mentioned in. Other ones think they're Egyptians and so on. And of course, West Africans have no affiliation with any of those people. But this is allowed, and in fact even encouraged, in just in a no matter what, hate whitey type of situation. And you can see it blatantly with her. And of course, their kid came out gay now and stuff, so that's just, they've got to love that. And it's terrible to see people act and react like this. What if somebody was to come on and do a show that was exactly the opposite of this, and they just said black? It's that wouldn't be accepted, but somehow this is accepted and kind of like, hey, check this out.
And so that's why it's important for me.
Was that why you had such a problem when I was dating John?
Absolutely.
I had a white boyfriend. He was really white. I mean, really white.
Absolutely. I didn't even get...
I had a black girlfriend. She was black. I mean, really black. She was like tar black. I mean, her head wobbled around real bad. She had just Bantu knots on her head. She was really black. She didn't even have the good hair or nothing. I mean, what kind of hypocritical bullshit is this? Now, look at these people.
Give myself an opportunity to like John.
Very nice guy.
Just like I said, you know, we have people in our family, you know, and I've given those people a hard time.
It's amazing. She openly says, I've been racist to white people in our own family. And for no damn good reason. Yeah, it's amazing.
Right, Jason is
married
married
to
to
yeah,
a
we
white
have-
woman, and she will tell you, we gave her a hard time before. We didn't welcome her.
Now that was her nephew there on the right, and he's married to a white woman. Well, look at him. He looks extremely white himself. He's, you know, way up there. Anybody that's a mulatto, all blacks have about a 12 to 20% Caucasian admix from the Jewish slave master things and stuff. So anytime you have a mulatto, they're almost more white than they are black. And then, of course, if you get another mulatto mix, like what happened to them 2 generations ago, then the byproduct of that can definitely be more Caucasoid. And you can tell he looks like the dude that's all like, roll that beautiful bean footage. But anyhow.
Her with open arms.
Right.
And she really had to prove herself,
Yeah.
you know, and
You know, yeah, any black that comes around is going to have to prove himself. Yeah, look at this hypocritical, just dense stare. Reverse racism. It's just wonderful, isn't it? This, I feel like Yakety Mouth, 3 generations in from a dung hut. Yeah.
you know, I feel bad about that.
Do you think Tiffany's husband, my cousin who she has a white husband, do you think
No.
Jason had to do the same thing?
I don't think so. And
Now,
I
see, why is that?
because Jason had a little bit more swag and he acted more black.
What the hell did she just say? Wow. America. It's never going to fix itself with this type of BS going on, that's for sure. This is about to set everything off and just reset it all the way back 400 years. We're going to start all over again. We're going to start over at dung huts and go from there. You know, you were illiterates. Who taught you how to read? Here we go. One of us 2 can fly like a bird now. The other one, hello. We're going to have to start over at that. Look at this crap. She's even freaking out.
Wow.
And that's just real talk.
The talk got even more real from there, with Jayda opening up about learning to understand
here we
her
go.
unconscious bias.
Blonde hair on white women just triggers me because it's no different than you getting robbed by a black guy once, and now you're saying all black dudes are thieves and dangerous.
Right.
The actress that
That's terrible. So she's had an envy of blonde-haired people, and so she's had this hatred towards them. They just trigger her. Yet her and her mom both are mimicking blonde-haired people. Is anyone breathing in and out oxygen here? Just like breathe in a little oxygen and think about that moment there and how disgustingly hypocritical and envious that is, and the reason that she hates the blonde-haired people is she secretly wants to be one and isn't naturally. Yeah, you can see this like real through just like glass, but they just like Yakety Mouth.
explained how she struggles with the feminist movement because she believes it's grounded in only helping white middle-class women.
This runs deeper than we even are conscious of.
Right.
Oh yeah, your subconscious has got control of you for sure. You don't have the control of the other people. You know, the people that started the United States. I'm pretty sure they weren't into any of this bullshit, immigration, and Lincoln himself said y'all were all supposed to go back to Liberia. It wasn't supposed to happen like this because no one wanted this type of bullshit to happen going down the road. It wasn't going to be a fantastic road. Why put Americans through the trouble of having to domesticate a people like this and then have this type of reaction off of them, where they seem to be entitled to act like they could do it? There were more Irish slaves than there were black slaves. There's a lot to that. We don't need to go down that road.
Because we
And
embrace
there's
taste.
not a lot of sense to it.
No, there ain't no sense to it at all. Look at her. She's got blonde hair. She says she didn't want to even have an interview with a blonde-haired lady. So she's got to be triggered. Just this blonde-haired lady comes walking in. Why can't I be blonde? Look, I tried to make my hair blonde. It's just brassy. Well, Mom got it light. Yeah, your mom looks very Caucasoid too. So do you. I mean, but you ain't, because look at the way you act.
Then pulled in the show's producer Annie and anti-racism advocate Jane Elliott to
Oh,
talk
no.
through white privilege and the history of racism.
I'm not a white woman. I'm a faded black person. My
What? No, you're a Caucasian. You have a separate origin than black people. Black people are the ones that have the separate, hidden origin. If you look at old maps and Herodotus' maps and stuff, they don't even know sub-Saharan Africa exists. It just cuts off. No one knew they existed, but they also have separate origin. They have different things. They don't have Neanderthal in them like Caucasians do. The Cro-Magnon actually are looked at as being modern humans from then on. And all the qualifications for that aren't really met by most sub-Saharan Africans. Many of them to this day. But there's separate origins here, and no. If we get around the equator, we get tanned, we get away, we get lighter, but there was an ice age. Well, there was before that too. The light-skinned alleles and genes go back some 600,000 years, and at least at 60,000 years was a blanket over everything except for sub-Saharan Africa. All the North Africans, the Egyptians, all of the people through the entire Levant, Mesopotamia, up into Europe, across to India, up into Russia, all those people are Caucasians, and then the Mongoloids and Asians are, of course, offshoots of that, Caucasian and Asian. The different one is these people who can't seem to handle it. It's amazing what hoops we have to jump through.
people move far from the equator. And that's the only reason my skin is lighter. That's all any white person is. Because our great, hey.
Now, that's actually not true at all. Of course, trying to make her feel better about the whole situation or just twisted on her. She thinks that we all come from one, but we don't actually come. We have a common ancestor at some 700,000 years ago, but we don't have the same lineage or the backup that goes to it. And of course, again, one of these people has ended up leading mankind and can fly Zoom and went into space and things, and the other, their country's still not quite got it going on. It's the ones that have been domesticated, pulled in, and mainly hybrided that are doing something, but yet they still act this way, and it's becoming real disgusting and kind of pathetic. Anyhow, like, share, and subscribe, and yeah, enjoy this weird reality we apparently have.